Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Terrence.
What's up?
And TR.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 282, Really Love. This is the 2020 film. I'll read the logline here. Set in contemporary Washington, D.C., a rising black painter strives to break into the competitive art world while balancing a bittersweet romance he never expected. This is starring Kofi Siriboe, Yootha Wong-Loi-Sing, and Uzo Aduba. And Michael Ealy is in this movie. Just sort of almost feels randomly, but yes, he's also in it.
And Blair Underwood.
Oh yes, and Blair Underwood. Everybody in this movie is really good looking. That's my first take of this movie. Like they just decided.
Tristan Wilds, Susan Douglas.
Look, her friend.
That cast.
Yeah, her friend is insanely attractive. I'm like,
she was on Billions.
What's her story? Like, what's her story?
You never saw her on Billions? That's where I recognized her from, because she's that stunning.
I've only seen the first season of Billions, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's
yeah. Everybody in this is really great. So I'll give my thoughts on it. Look, the movie is a bit slow. I think in the beginning, like the two characters. It feels like some of the conversations feel like a little bit of like pulling teeth, right? Because everybody's trying to be like really fucking cool. And it reminds me of that Issa Rae movie, right? Like what was it? Her and
the Photograph.
The Photograph.
Yeah, Photograph. Like everybody's trying to be really fucking cool. And so like it is a bit pulling teeth in some of the conversations. But then once like the story kind of kicks in of like what the issues are like between them, or what the issues are like in his career and stuff like that, that's where I feel like the movie kind of catches its feet. But I enjoyed the movie. But it is
minutes into the movie.
Yeah, it's a little slow. Like I'll happily say that. But I like the atmosphere of the movie. I like the music of the movie, definitely. And I thought the cinematography was really good. So, but it does take a bit to get moving. That I will happily admit. So I'll kick it over to Terrence because he clearly has some things to say. So go ahead. Tell us why you hate this black.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't read ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I didn't know how to feel when I finished the movie. As I was watching, it's an hour and 32 minutes, right? It felt way longer.
It does.
And I was like, yo, come on, speed it. I just finished watching it maybe 2 hours ago. Yeah, well, like you said, like when you said the dialogue, I'm like, my niggas, spit your fucking lines out, please. You're pissing me off. Like you're really pissing me off. Please,
there was one line. There was one line. I had to take a break. I was like, all right, this shit don't make sense. But okay.
I'm like, yo, this dialogue is just like you said, like everybody's being too cool for school. And I was about to be like, yo, this movie is really making me mad, really upsetting me. But then it kind of hit its stride. Cliche. Everybody's beautiful. There's one line in this movie that basically sums this movie up. He says it like 50 minutes into the movie. It was him and her talking, and they were laying down in the bed, and she's talking about his work. And he says something like, she asked him like, what's going on? He said, I want my work I just want to work, and not for it to mean something. I just want black people to I don't want to have to explain my work. I just want it to be like black people just being black and not have to make a statement. That's what this movie is.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I was like, okay, I see what this movie is. It was fine. Very boring, honestly. I was bored. Yeah, it was just a bunch of black people living their life, just being pretty. Like, all right, whatever. It looked good. I don't like go-go music. I don't like jazz, honestly. So I didn't like the soundtrack. I'm not old enough. No, I'm a year younger than you niggas. Y'all niggas go to jazz
next year.
Next year you'll appreciate jazz.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably a little too late. But no, I don't know. I was just kind of indifferent. It was fine.
That's fair. I think it's fair.
It gave me like medicine for melancholy vibes. Remember that movie?
I remember that movie.
I didn't like that movie at all.
No, see, I think that is a deeply underrated movie. I would love to go.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I know you guys.
But yeah, I didn't hate this movie. I just was kind of like, it's a movie.
So, okay, that's fair.
That's pretty much it.
I'm gonna wait to go to Tiara last since you suggested this. So defend it. No, I'm just kidding. Micah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of echo a lot of what Terrence is saying. I have a question for you guys. How do you know when a painting is finished?
Nigga, that line made me so mad, bro.
I don't know. You're painting it. I don't know.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that line.
It was
what
his
he said
response.
afterwards.
Yeah, no, I know
was
what it
the
was.
fuck does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean, yo?
When the penis goes into the. All right.
I bust a nut. That's how I know a painting is finished. Like, what the
It was
fuck?
like, how do you know when you're
Yo,
making love
come
to
on,
someone?
man.
I was like, nigga, what kind of response was that?
That was.
I don't
Let me
remember.
try to
I
let me
don't
try
remember
to
his
parlay
response.
this
What did he
conversation.
say?
He
How
said,
do you know
said,
if you're making love to someone?
And then they had sex.
like,
And then they fuck.
like, okay, what?
Huh?
And then I was, you know, when he said that, I
Tiara
was
was like, "That's
all
good.
right.
That's fine. I like it. It will work on
He
me."
was like, all right, so this is lady porn, right? This is lady porn. That's what this is. This is lady porn. and
No,
that's
this
fine.
is not lady porn. No,
Well, it's a different type of lady porn that
it's just
will
it's just
appreciate
romance.
this porn.
It's just romance. That's all it is.
All right, yo. All right. It's
Yeah, that,
It
that
took a-
line, I was
I
like,
mean-
yo, who the fuck wrote that?
I will. To credit this movie,
Oh, shit.
I think that line is the equivalent to in the photograph where it's like, "Oh, like what's gonna happen?" or whatever, and he says like, Lakeith Stanfield's like, "We're just gonna blame it on the storm." It's like, "All right, nigga, we got it. Like we got it. All right, like all right, cool. You're so fucking smooth. We got it."
yeah.
So-
Look, this movie was it took us a long Act 1 felt like a long walk, man. Right, and it was like a relationship, right? This movie plays out like a relationship. You meet and you do all the dumb shit that you do when you're getting to know somebody, and you say all this cornball shit because like your representative is still there, right? It's not the real you yet, right? And you say whatever, you lick your lips and say whatever cool shit sounds cool in your head to try and drop them drawers, right? And then
I've done it.
and then then you start getting to know each other a little more, and you know, you move in and the real you starts to slowly creep out, right? You meet the parents and
They treat you like
and
shit.
then like
They
towards
set
the
that nigga up. That was fucked up.
and then towards the end of the movie, you know, you decide, hey, you know, you've gone through your little adversity or whatever because this is a romantic comedy, and then you decide, you know,
It wasn't funny about
what-
this guy.
I wouldn't call it a comedy.
well, you're right, a romantic drama. You're right, it's a romantic drama, and
Sorry.
yeah, it just wasn't. It just wasn't. Look, all these movies are chasing if Beale Street can talk. If Beale Street could talk. That is a wonderful movie, and I like that movie way better than this. I like Sylvie's Love way better than this.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah.
This is kind of on par with The Photograph in that it's fine, but I never need to see it again. Right? Like my wife watched this, unbeknownst to me, she watched this a long time ago. And
5 years old. I didn't even know that.
right. And I asked her, I said, hey, this is the movie. Do you want to watch it? And she was like, no, I've seen it. Like she didn't want to watch it again. Right.
She didn't even want to watch it with you. Like,
Right.
like nah.
Right. A romantic movie. She didn't want to watch it with me, but that's fine. Look, it's
Felt bitter at all. It's fine. Whatever.
no, trust me. It's fine. The movie does look very good. I really do appreciate the fact that cinematographers kind of get lighting, that you know you light black people with soft light, not like harsh light.
Right.
And everybody looks really, really good in it. Some of the performances are fine. It's just that some of the lines are terrible, right? Like that, how do you know a painting is done line, the little message that they tried to throw in there about the housing crisis.
When I was like, Message.
Like,
literally,
right. I was like,
started out
wow, this was
message.
very like Tyler Perry-ish, right? Like,
Yeah, it was
just
okay. I forgot all about that too. And then
right.
just smash cut to next scene.
Right.
Okay.
And it just like nothing else came of that. Like nothing came of it. Right. Like, okay, I mean, that's fine, but obvious message is obvious, right? Like it was very, I don't mind stuff like that, but you can't like take your hand and fist it right in the movie. You know what I mean?
Pause, nigga. What you
That's what you do, right? You
Feels like there was definitely a different way of
take your hand and fist it? What are you talking about?
yeah, you
Like,
take your hand and you fist it right up in there, and then you know sometimes you have trouble pulling.
Stop
it
doing
out,
that,
you know.
please.
The movie's fine. The movie's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. If you're looking for a reason to kind of, you know, if you're still in the early phase of a relationship and you want to, you know, sit down and watch a romantic movie, it's good. I do like the ending. I do like the characters, particularly Isaiah Maxwell, in that, you know, this dude is not he's not a good dude. And the movie subverts your expectations where it's like, you know, in the beginning, like he's super perfect, like to the point where he's saying these corny ass lines and he's getting it and he's saying everything and doing everything. And then slowly he's still a nice guy. He's still a good guy, but I like that the relationship, both of these people are good people. They're just not good for each other, in my opinion. And I think the ending is a little ambiguous in that, like, will she or won't she, right? Hopefully she doesn't for her own sake. But yeah, I appreciate that character as a flawed character. That's probably the best thing I could say in this movie's favor.
All right, TR, defend it.
No. What? Actually, the question that I had at the end was, so what happened to Ahmad?
I know, right?
Like, she just cheated on that nigga. I'm like, well, all right.
Yo,
He ain't got nothing for his Chicago ass. Get out of here.
I enjoyed it.
Shit.
Yeah, you know, whatever. He was fine. He was. Look, he knew.
Look,
He
even
knew
I
what
was
it
like,
was.
Like, can
You
I
know what
give
it
y'all
was.
a minute? Because this feels uncomfortable, but I'm here.
All I'm gonna say is, if someone is looking at your significant other and they're like, "It's really good to see you,"
Yeah, we got fun.
you look really good. It's been a while. How do
Yeah,
y'all know each other? We're old friends, and you looking at her like that?
like,
Come on now.
I'll just
All
step right in between them. Oh, word? Like, how old? Like, get the fuck out of here.
All right, we don't need to say the word anymore because that kept
All
coming
right,
up.
Mo.
And I was just like,
All right, Mo.
word, it's some DC shit.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I don't know. If
Did you enjoy the movie? These are questions.
Let me get this out of the way. Kofi Siriboe is a beautiful, beautiful man, and he should be in more. He should be in more things, or maybe I should say, I would love to see more dark skinned men like him be leading romantic men. Like, and I didn't think his performance was bad at all, and I thought that he and I don't know her name, but the leading actress, I thought the chemistry was okay. I thought in the beginning, you know, like you kind of felt a little bit, but then like as the movie went on, I was able to buy into their relationship a bit. I don't think the ending was that ambiguous. I kind of felt like they were getting together at the end. I mean, but also with that kind of painting, I would hope that you're going to reveal that and then try to lock me down, because basically my whole...
Right, you got me butt ass naked on this motherfucker. What you doing, yo?
I mean, but he tried already, right? Well, he failed the test.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So okay, that's the other thing, right?
The first
like,
test, man.
Yeah.
There was
I thought
another
this
thing at the
was
very end where I'm like, you could have just gave him like 5 minutes.
yeah.
When Uzo Aduba came up to him at the end, I'm like, yo, give me a minute. Like, you clearly see me talking to somebody, and he just was like, all right, I'll be back in a sec. I get it, he's a painter and whatever, but like, if you're really trying to get back with the with shit, like,
Yeah, I actually 100% agree. That was a really weird moment. Anyway, go ahead, Tara.
I just think that like I think the movie's messaging around love, especially like young adult love, not necessarily like because I don't think they were in their early 20s. They seem more like mid to late 20s to me. And at a pivotal moment in your life when you have, I think both characters had very valid reasons to actually not be together, because I felt like it was a matter of timing. And what do you do if you meet the right person and it's just not the right time, because you have one person who's grown up a certain way and has all these has all this potential to be a high powered lawyer, and then you have someone who's struggling. Now, I didn't get the sense that the Isaiah character was struggling because he grew up poor. Like, his family didn't seem that way. It just seemed like he was just out on his own, trying to make it on his own. But it didn't seem like he was just like complete destitute.
I mean, it's just DC. He's still in a place.
Yeah, like he's
in DC,
probably even Southeast DC too, right? And the relationship and its issues felt very real to me. Where if this had ended with them not being together, I would have been completely fine with that ending, because I'm like, this makes sense. I don't think all romantic stories, even if you do love the couple, even if the relationship feels real, it doesn't mean that they end up with each other. Because I think that's also a lot of people's experiences, especially if you're talking about finding love at that point in your life. I think also, like, the movie's also about like communication and not
just
communicating.
It's a big argument, or like a big overall thing in this movie. Yeah.
Like, communicating. Do you want someone to stay? Like, do you want to ask someone to put off their dreams? Like, would you put off your dreams? I feel like if I'm what's her name's mom, I probably would have had the same advice as her mom did. And I think like the mom telling her story about how she was in a similar situation, I would have been okay with that. Like, ending for those characters. Overall, I think it's a kind of movie that if you have like a slow Saturday, or if it's a Friday night, you just want like something easy going to watch and relatively peaceful to watch, I think this is it. Like, to me, this is a red wine and popcorn type of movie. I agree. What?
A scandal?
Yes.
the biggest wine glass you can have. You can put
if you watch this movie, if you like this movie, you probably do tell men to earn you. You know what I mean?
Earn me, Fitz.
That should have been on the back of the DVD box. Earn me. Cool, that's me.
But like I said, it was fine. Like, I agree with like how they were shot. I thought they all shot beautifully. And the girl who plays the friend, oh my God, a real life Barbie doll. I kept looking at her the whole time. Every time she was on screen, I just kept looking at her. I was like, the other actress is also very beautiful, but like, I'm like, this girl didn't want the lead to this movie either, or would have been too distracting, because we would have been like, nigga, what are you doing? Why aren't you following her to Chicago? What's going on?
What is her name?
But yeah, I can't remember what her name is. But I know.
I'm looking at pictures right now.
Yeah, clearly there's some lines I don't remember for this movie, because it was a little slow at some points, and I was just like, all right, well, I'll look up when I need to. But then like I had to keep rewinding, because there were a lot of montages where I was like, oh, okay, this is clearly like, oh, this is cute. They're walking and now they're running, and and they're feeding each other crabs, which picking crabs is really overrated. So I guess if you're willing to do that with someone, you must really love them.
That's love, yo. That's love. That's that's Maryland, DC area love.
So, and this movie was just super black. I don't think we saw one. Oh no, we did see a white person.
Yeah, I didn't like all that. I was like, I don't want to see no white people right now.
Yeah, get out of here.
I don't want to see no white faces. Get the fuck out of here, please.
By the way, they lit him terribly too, like on purpose. Like, we're not changing the cameras. Get out of here.
I think also this is probably a movie that probably would have resonated with me more, probably like 8-10 years ago. I think now, like when I'm watching this, I'm like, everything kind of seems so simple to me. Now that I'm a little older and have had to make some decisions in my life regarding like my career and stuff like that. So there were some parts where I was just like, girl, this is obvious. Boy, this is obvious. Like, go live your dreams as a painter. Like, clearly you're about to get your own show. You know you're going to Chicago. And girl, you need to go to Chicago. Like, that was me, like, pretty much the whole time. But I get it. I get it. When you're in it, it's just, it feels like a big deal because it is a big deal. Because you don't know if that type of relationship or that kind of love is going to come back again. And then something else I was kind of hoping they would explore is if, like, what if they did try to make it work, like going from Chicago to DC. It's not that far from each other, but yeah. And then I kind of would, and you know what? One more thing. I think I would have liked to see how they've both evolved as people, during that year separation, because it's like and even though it's only a year, it's a year of like no contact, but it's such a transformative year for both of them career wise. Right. And if you're going to have them come back together, I would have liked to see them hash out the very real things that would be keeping them apart. And I kind of feel like they kind of skipped over that to get to the what I think is a happy ending. And I think if you're going to go through the motions of talking about, like, if you're going to make just like, if you have this like crossroads decision and you basically choose yourself, when you come back together, what does that actually look like? And they didn't do that, and I kind of wish they had.
So, like, it's funny. You thought that the ending was, you didn't think the ending was ambiguous. I actually really like the ending because it was. I like the idea, and that's not something you see in movies almost at all. Is that, to your point, like, that the ending does, like, leave you with this, like, did they not get together or not? Because, like, that notion of just because you're in love with a person, like, that's enough. No, it isn't. Like, timing does in fact matter a lot. I used to believe in that, like, the idea of like soulmates. I don't anymore. That's ridiculous. Because timing is real. Like, like, what is it? Chris Rock has that whole joke, like, oh, it could be different. That you could live in different countries. You could live in different cities. He could be a black man. You could be a black woman. It just doesn't work, right? Like, sometimes it doesn't work out, right? That's his joke. No. But like, you don't know, because there are sometimes extenuating circumstances, right? And like the whole, you made the point that that communication is such a huge, like, overarching kind of, narrative of the movie. And that's true. And it sucks because there's such a weird lack of communication when they're face to face in the beginning. They're just falling in love on vibes and not like any sort of like actual dialogue in a lot of ways. They're like just walking in, just being like, and they're just like looking at each other. It's like, ooh, it's nice out. Oh, it's so nice. You're so handsome. You're so good looking, right? So it's like, all right, say something, like, for the love of God. But then there's these communication breakdowns, which are very weird. Like, I'd take the job in Chicago. Like, bro, lift your head up from the sketch pad for a second, and can you feel how cold the room is as she's staring a hole through your fucking head after you said that?
Yeah.
Like,
that
just look up.
Bring something else. Like, never making life changing or relationship changing decisions when you're angry, when you're feeling or when you're feeling this strong emotion. Either way, right? And like that, I was like, oof.
Also, think about the context in which you're answering a question, right? Hey,
this is an obvious, like,
do I look fat in this dress? Like, like, that's what it was. Like, hey, what would you do? I don't know, I'll take that job. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you saying right now? Like,
but that's the thing, though, right? Like,
he's he's hyper focused into his own shit too.
But that's how people act, right? Like, I am very oblivious when I'm blind to certain things. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, when I'm talking to my wife, it's like, because sometimes she does this, like, let me see if we in sync together, right?
I hate that.
And I don't like it. I don't like it. But when we are in sync, she really yeah, that's right. We were meant to be together because I was able to finish his sentence. Like, all right. But that's a thing that humans do, especially when they are in love with someone. It's inexplicable because love is inexplicable, right? Like you don't, that's why all these dudes who try to get on women for not being logical or whatever. Like, yo, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you love somebody, love is illogical, bro.
It is.
Like you can't just be, you don't love somebody if you're not, that's why they call it crazy in love, right? Like no one's fucking.
The one where it says surfboard incorrectly. Said that song? He does, right? Isn't that the one? I don't know Beyonce's music. Don't she say surfboard? She uses
But
it's really weird.
But even then, like that part where he's like, I would have taken that job. I don't even think he was thinking of it in a way as to not be supportive. I think he was thinking like, yeah, this is an opportunity for you. You should.
He was being hyper logical. Yeah. Like that's what he was doing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's being hyper logical, but he's not. Yeah. But in her mind, if he had that opportunity, he would up and leave her.
That's how she felt. Right, exactly.
That's how she felt. And sometimes dudes don't get that, right? Sometimes people don't get that, right? Like you have to, it's called empathy, right? Like you have to put yourself in someone else's position.
You have to read the room. And
he literally didn't look up when he said it. Like he just didn't even look up.
And I think like in a conversation like that, you probably say, I would take this job and just let you know, I still love you. I still want to be with you. I'm saying this. I think this is a good opportunity for you, and I wouldn't want to hold you back. But the fact that he only just stopped at, girl, I'll just take the job. Like for her, she's like,
and we'll make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
He was answering the question that was provided to him. He was not answering the question with the context of their relationship in mind.
Exactly.
Which is, again, it's the, do I look fat in this dress or do I look fat in this shirt type of shit. You're like, yes. Well, okay, but there's all this other shit that's surrounding that, which is like your spouse's feelings and like not being a dick and everything else. Like if you just answer the question, be like, I think that looks terrible. Yeah, I was just answering the question. Don't do that. Like that's bad. Also, don't
how do you answer that question? Don't ask the question, first of all. Don't ask the question.
You don't ask the question.
One, you don't ask that question. Two, you don't answer that question.
You turn the fuck around and you leave.
Focus on the good qualities. That dress really does something to your
titties look good.
You look good.
Or something like
that. Some make it feel beautiful and sexy, right? But he answered that question as if he's her parents, like the same way her parents would have.
Yeah.
Like given her advice.
Yeah,
that's not what she was looking for.
Yeah, let's get into the movie because as much as like there is such a lack of conversation in the beginning, which we're gonna fucking speed run. Once it gets like we're gonna do a Micah style review of this, we're gonna speed run through that sort of that first half and get to like this situation because that's when it starts to kick up. I guess it's right around when
hour in,
right? But it's like
he's not lying.
Like 45 minutes in, yeah.
It's like halfway through the second act of the movie. You know?
Yeah, it's right around when he meets her parents because when he meets her parents. He has a shift in his personality of like, I got to work really hard to make this show because I got to make money. I got to be successful. Like they don't go back and say
that's when the conflict kicks in.
That's
when 45 minutes into the movie. Yeah. Literally.
I thought this movie wasn't going to have conflict in it. I was like, is this?
Yeah, that's what they
I thought so too. I was like, oh, we just having like moody lit, nice African American jet black skin sex, and like that's it. And then the movie ends. Like, oh, all right.
The end. Finn. I'm like,
what the fuck did I just watch? She's very beautiful. Okay, somebody say something.
Yes, she is. Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna let me do my best Micah impression. They are at an art opening. They meet. He weirdly touches her necklace, which is completely unacceptable to me. You can't
Yo,
do
that
something
dude
and
was
then
like-
ask.
Use your mind. Like, what the
Yo, he's
fuck?
doing. My daughter does. Like, can I have this juice? You're drinking it already. You didn't even ask permission. I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I low key hate men. But like when I saw that, I was
God
like,
damn.
Okay.
Low key.
Low
You
key.
a Norse god
I mean,
now? What the fuck? Like, nah.
I like how you waited 30 minutes to drop that fucking gem in the episode.
I should say I know my views towards men have changed, even good looking ones, because I watched it. I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I don't like this at all. I was like, this is unacceptable.
No, I didn't like
Because,
that.
like-
yo. Stop
Yeah, I
touching.
saw, I
like-
saw it. I'm like, the only reason why it's acceptable because it's him. Like, if it was any other
No.
nigga, you'd be like, yo,
No,
police,
no.
please, like, stuff for her.
Nope.
If it
I'd be
was
like,
if
yo,
it was a
call the
where
cops.
my hug at nigga, nah, yeah,
Right, right.
Even-
Nope.
Nah, if he was
even some
ugly,
of
get
the
out of
beautiful
here.
as him.
unacceptable.
Even
Like that
even some of
episode
as beautiful
Seinfeld
as
where
him.
it's like he fucking
Oh, let me check
coming
that.
up and
that's
That's
his
the
fucking
fabric.
shirt. Yeah,
like his
The fuck
his
out
hand
of
is like
here.
right here on her chest, and I'm just like,
Nah, I didn't like that.
Like,
I
get
didn't
off
like
me,
that.
nigga. What you doing?
Some random DC nigga, mind if I touch your jewelry? Get out of here. Knock it off. So yeah, they're at an art opening. I believe he has a painting there, if I recall. Yes, he does. And he meets a potential art dealer, and she's like, yeah, here's my card, get back with me about actually, possibly having a solo show. Her name is Chanae. And so they meet and nothing happens, right? Like they're clearly into each other, but again, they don't really say a lot of words. So by the time he talks to the art dealer, she's gone, right? So that's their sort of meet cute, like 0.5 meet cute. Then they're at then he's at like a bar or what have you, hanging out with his friends, and here she comes. She comes in, and like her name is Stevie, by the way. And so Stevie and Isaiah, they meet for the first time, like for real, right? And she's stunning. By the way, shout out to casting. They don't do enough casting of black women with very black features, right? Like she's got a broad nose and everything. She does not look like a color swapped white woman, which I appreciated.
and her hair too.
Yeah, no, dude, she's a total knockout.
She's
Like,
gorgeous.
she absolutely is. Also, again, her friend. Good Lord, both of them.
Both of them are very
Wherever the
beautiful.
fuck this club is like the fucking Xanadu, as far as I'm concerned. Good.
Yes.
Everybody in I don't care about the niggas. Fuck them. But like all the women in this scene, I just assume these guys are all listening to go in their headphones or whatever. So they hit it off or whatever. I guess they are at
Did
the
they?
club all night. I guess, right? They
Yeah,
sort of
what
hit it
time did
off.
they come into the club? Because when they left the club, it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I was
Right,
like,
they
what the fuck
got
is
they
going
got
on?
their club clothes on. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on? So they go for a walk.
Yeah.
He's very much dressed like whatever you think an artist should dress like. That's what he's dressed like. Whatever that is in your mind, and like a Scully that's not quite all the way on his head. She's dressed like she shouldn't be with him. That's all I can describe it as. Sorry. But you find out she's in law school at Howard. She's doing quite well. Georgetown. And she is a Howard grad, by the way. And like they walk and they're just staring at each other. They're not saying much of anything. And he's like, "Hey, all right, see you later." She's like, "Okay." And so she starts to walk away. And he's like, "Hey, Stevie, maybe if you could you take a break and maybe go to dinner?" And she's like, "Okay." And then he hands her his phone to put her number in. I didn't know, like, is that a young people thing? Like handing your phone to somebody else? Nah, fuck that. Just tell it to me. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Or
Write
you
it
just
down.
get the IG. I don't.
people ask for your Instagram? Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah.
Young people get on my
I mean, you exchange
That's
Instagram
ridiculous.
before you.
That's ridiculous.
before you
Are
get-
you serious?
Yeah, before you ever give someone the number. Yeah.
Can I get your Snapchat?
I created a
Or Snap,
Facebook
too.
account specifically because when me and Latoya broke up, I created a Facebook account because I was told that the first thing women do is they check your social media to make sure you're not a, fucking psycho. And I had to start putting pictures and shit up there.
So you
like,
made a
hey,
fake
right.
Facebook account.
That's what,
You're not a fucking psycho.
I'm not crazy.
I mean, that doesn't sound right, but yeah, that's exactly what I did.
You know who also did that?
Right.
Joe from the show You, who is a literal serial killer. I guess I'm like a fake social media account. The fuck? Look at all these curated images of me jogging and fucking hanging out with friends. I don't do any of this shit for real. That's fucking really
yeah.
weird.
I mean, now, but also now, like now, you have to be careful when you give someone your IG or if they ask because they may just be looking for followers because for their brand. That's another thing.
I'm still glad I'm married. I'm over the moon about it. Like that's insane to me. Niggas trying to scam you for followers. All right, yo. I was trying to give it up.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I was trying to get these IG numbers up, my nigga. I don't care a fuck about you. That's fucked up. So she gives him her phone number. Smash cut. He's hanging out with his parents after church, as people do apparently, which is very weird to me. But his sister is kind of a bit of a jerk. She's like, "You still selling sperm for money?" It was like, all right, okay, just pipe down. Like, good lord. His parents are like, "Hey, why don't you apply for that job?" He's like, "No, I didn't apply for a job. I'm trying to be an artist, Dad." And his dad's like, "Don't let me hear that you like being broke." So his dad don't really believe in him. More on that later.
Yeah, this is really accurate, guys.
How do they know? Cut to Stevie and her friend. They're at a cafe that her friend.
Cafes in Baltimore. A lot of this movie was shot in Baltimore.
This place looks like a cafe called Dovecote in Baltimore.
That's exactly what it is.
Is it really?
What's it called?
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
that's exactly what it is.
That's so funny because I was like,
What's
that
the name
really
of the
looks
place?
like Dovecote. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's
You say how
cool.
many places was? Dove what?
Dovecote. It's over by the reservoir. Not too far from there.
Oh, okay.
That's a great place. It's a super, super cool place. So that's fucking hilarious. That was my first thought was that looked exactly like, but I just assumed it was in DC.
The
Also, his
director
parents' house is definitely in Baltimore. That row house is.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is shot in Park
That
Heights.
is Baltimore,
That's shot
yes.
in Park Heights.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. was
So
like,
the
this
the
looks
directors from Baltimore, and they did a article on her in Baltimore Magazine, and they talked about like why. So a lot of the movies shot in Baltimore, but it's set in DC. Why is that? And she said that her writing partner, a lot of this is pulled from her life, and she grew up in DC, so she wanted to honor her friend by setting the story in DC, but a lot of it is shot in and around Baltimore.
It's Baltimore coated, like with the
It's Baltimore coded, right? That's really funny.
crab.
Like a lot, like the
Old
museum
Bay.
stuff was shot at the Baltimore Museum of Art, and there's
He even went to my alma mater. So yeah, me and him, we the same.
yeah,
I was like, oh, so your wife taught him.
Four.
Yeah,
right.
my wife could have. Yes, she could have taught.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were classmates. Me and him. We're just like this. Very similar people. Both very good looking.
Both very selfish people.
Yeah, no, I felt it. A lot of similar traits. Not good. So they're sitting at this cafe, which, by the way, if you haven't been to Dovecote, you should. It's black as fuck, and it's a great place. So anyway, they're sitting at this cafe, Stevie and her friend, and Mecca, I believe her name is. And she's like, look, I don't know if I really want to continue with law school to do what I want to do. And Mecca's like, yeah, look, I got multiple degrees, and I'm out here serving people coffee. Like, I'm my parents' worst nightmare. And so it's just kind of like, you don't have to do what your parents say. You do what makes you happy. Message, right? Smash cut to Isaiah talking to Yusef, played by Michael Ealy, which is not a name Michael Ealy looks like he would have ever in any movie.
He doesn't look like a Yusef.
He does not look like a Yusef at all.
Michael.
But Yusef is is a popular black artist, also in DC, and he's trying to like show him the ropes type of shit. And he's like, look, man, you got to like get out of your apartment. You got to, separate your workspace from your living space. That's how you're going to get inspired to do this artwork. So you can try to get yourself a solo show. So they start dating. Everything is hunky dory. Life is good. He's feeding her crabs. Crabs that you eat.
He's feeding her a genital disease.
Baltimore has a lot of issues. Okay, it has a lot of issues.
So they were eating chicken wings. I'm assuming like this is supposed to be DC. So did they have like mumbo sauce, or was this like a chicken box? Like this was filmed a lot of this was filmed in Baltimore. So
I feel like it's mumbo sauce, but it is coated. It's really just a chicken box in Baltimore.
It's just a chicken box.
And now let's just move on from that. Okay, you got it. All right, there you go.
I didn't even put two and two together. I was worried about that shit.
No, I was just putting it out there to see if you would pick it up.
Yeah, we get it. We get
all right. I hate you. I should have moved on when I had the chance. I really should have.
That wasn't me.
That's my fault.
I was talking about a chicken box from a fucking corner store.
Never mind. So at another show, we see Isaiah. He sees the show that he has his artwork in. He sees one of his former classmates from Micah, his art school, and he's like, "Hey,
Maryland Institute College of Art." For those of you who don't know, he's not talking about me.
No, not the school that is doing a lot of not so great things anymore. Stop bending the knee like a bunch of bitches. Anyway, so he meets his white former classmate who's got like 2 solo shows in New York or some shit. And, he's kind of like, he feels a way about it because he feels like, well, even the white guy was like, you're way better than me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you should be doing this. And, like every black man who's met a mediocre white man, he goes, yeah, okay. And then in his head goes, yeah, I know. That's how much the world sucks.
That white guy, like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. That white guy was the worst actor in this movie. And it wasn't just like the lines, it was the delivery. It just seemed out of place.
Well, he's white. He was very out of place. As far as
I'm just saying,
man. Smash cut, they're fucking. So that was great. I think this is the how do you know a painting's done type of shit.
You already passed that part.
No, you way past that.
Oh, okay.
You,
so
this skipped that part. That was 10 minutes ago, nigga.
Look, again, I'm on a speed run. She shows the boobs a lot in this movie. Good for you. Good for us.
Is it a European thing? Art. Probably.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm from Rotterdam. We'll take a look. I'm like, okay, this is great. I didn't even have to subscribe to your OnlyFans. So life is good. And then she's like, hey, why don't you move in? And he was like, okay. Because I'm kind of broke. Like, but he's hesitant, but like not that hesitant. The hair on the back of your neck standing up. You feel some kind of way to you. No, you got it. Go ahead. You got an opinion?
Even I was like, you sure about that? I was like, you sure you want to do that, Shorty? Like, I don't think you want to do that.
I mean, he got homosexual vibes, right? From everything I've seen up until this point, this nigga ain't doing nothing that's earning real money. Just saying.
Oh god, it's like my worst fear. Oh Jesus Christ. One of my worst fears. No.
Oh, you ain't letting him live with you?
No.
You ain't.
No, I have a dog. Can't live with me.
You can't use that as an excuse not to support black people. It's fucking
yes, I can. I don't know you. Look, I was gonna say like it is easier, I imagine, to live in an expensive city like DC if you have a dual income. It's how a lot of young people survive nowadays. They are in relationships and they sometimes stay in those relationships because they can't afford to live on their own. But sometimes, look, you just got to make it work. So maybe you eat out less. Don't go to Starbucks as often.
And you sound like a real Republican. Do you really even need a cell phone? I don't think you do. Don't let that nigga
Do you even need food? Anything like that? No. No. And at this point, she hasn't even known him that long. No, you don't know this man. He could be crazy.
I mean, you're not telling anything that's wrong, but I feel like I'm offended for him. I'm just gonna support him.
I was 100% team Blair Underwood when he had, even though it was a very brief reaction, when he was like, "She what? You did what?"
Yeah,
because I imagine is she paying rent at her place?
He was not pleased.
When they first went to her place, I'm like, this is DC, and this is a very nice place, and she's in law school. Where the fuck is she getting that money from?
Her parents.
Well, her parents.
Clearly, her parents are rich. And I was like, clearly, her parents are rich. And then I'm like, so this is going to be where the fucking where the conflict comes into place. Like when he meets her parents, they're gonna be like, this nigga's broke. What are you doing? And sure as shit.
But you know,
like, yep.
But they didn't go too deep into that. Like, I'm actually surprised that we didn't see more of that kind of interaction between, like, him and Blair Underwood and her mom. I guess it's implied, and they had other things they wanted to get into. But.
Well, it's actually interesting because what ends up happening. Right, so we're actually at that part. So let's just jump right into that. So the two of them move in together, or he moves into her house, right? And she's like, all right, I want to introduce you to my parents. Take you to see my parents. But I haven't told them, like, on the way there, like, I haven't told them that we live together. That's not okay, man. Don't throw this in the deep end.
Why are you throwing me to the wolves? Like, come on, man.
That's fucked up. Like, you ain't let me prepare, nothing. I ain't getting Batman prep time, nothing. We just raw dogging our way through this conversation. That's fucked up.
Jay, Micah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So let's just say it's like 20 years from now. Both your kids bring home
my daughter. No. You can stop right the fuck there.
And you are footing the bill for your kids' apartments, and you're happy to do so.
Oh no, I'm not.
Happy.
No, this hypothetical doesn't make sense to me.
Mike is like, you know how to cut the grass, earn some money on the weekends. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're cutting the grass for 26 years.
Money should be like a Shonda Rhimes protagonist. Earn
Okay, finish with your nonsensical scenario. And I immediately
I was just that's like, what is your response
to him?
Your kids are the Stevie character bringing home Isaiah.
All right, look. In my case, it's gonna look a little wild because my wife is an artist, so she would immediately be like, well, but then I'll just give you a little bit of inside baseball. She'd be like, he don't seem like he got his shit together. And like, she'd be like, nah. But what we would never do is tell her, like, we wouldn't be like her parents who were like, basically, oh, it's nice to meet you, Miss Richardson. It sure is. Like, I'm not going to be like that. That's fucked up. You know, they were dicks to him for like really kind of no reason. I wouldn't do that. But the thing is with parents, it's a delicate balance because if you push hard, the kid just runs in the opposite direction, especially at that age. Don't date them; they're the worst. And they're like, well, can't wait to run to their arms. Like, so you got to just you got to play it easy. You got to play it easy. So, no, but I would just do what I always do to people I don't like. I would just subtly undercut them in other ways that they are not aware of. Like, I don't need to say it to your face. Just be like, try to cut that nigga's show off. Be like, yeah, get out of here. I call people up. Nah, cancel that nigga. Like, get out of here.
So she said, we're living together.
Nah, I'm like, I don't pay the rent no more. Now what? Huh? What happened? You want to live on his salary? He made $50 every week. Knock it off.
$50 every week.
Damn, nigga.
He's a struggling artist.
This is a chance to be a progressive parent.
No, we're gonna live through 8 years of the Trump administration. We ain't got no money left. No progress. We're done. You're selling bottle caps for fucking dreams. Get out of here. No, get away from my daughter. Get your dusty ass sons away from my daughter, yo. No.
Wow, he's just trying to make some of himself.
Already.
Now I'm offended for him.
Good.
Just like how you were offended for him just a few moments ago.
No, I wouldn't. No, in all honesty, I would allow my daughter to make the choices that she made. Now, if she asked me, like, hey, Dad, does this guy seem on the up and up? I'd be like, seems like a nice enough guy, but like, what are his plans? Like, does he have a plan, right? Like, look, everybody their plan doesn't have to be like, make it rich, make it big. It really doesn't. It doesn't. But you got to have something. And it can't just be like, I'm going to become a rapper type of shit. Like, that's not really you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, no.
Republican.
Yeah,
I'm just saying a lot of niggas. Look, I'm just saying a lot of niggas think they're going to be famous rappers and a lot of niggas don't. Okay? Not everybody's going to be fucking Jay-Z. Most of y'all niggas are going to end up like Kanye West. Like, okay?
But what if he wants to be the next Van Gogh and you have.
I don't want my daughter to marry some nigga with one ear. Get out of here. Like, he was mentally ill. Schizophrenic. No, in all seriousness, like in all seriousness, look, you got to have some sort of plan. What's your plan? All right, he's trying to get this solo show, blah, blah, blah. I can respect it. Like, it would just look crazy for me to be like, I don't believe art is a valid like lifestyle. Like, no. But at the same time, if this nigga was like, I'm gonna make it into the NBA and this nigga can't dribble, like, what am I supposed to say to that? Right? Like, is this guy talented? Yeah, he's really talented. All right, Micah, how are you gonna tell your sons to ditch and broom some chick fast? Like, here we go.
No. Look, man, I don't. It's.
What if she's
look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's different. It's different, right? Like, no, you're not gonna bring some do nothing woman home and just like, oh, yeah, nah. I don't understand. Look, it's gonna be
sound like the fucking dialogue in this movie right now, nigga.
right. I don't know
today, Junior.
I don't know how to finish a sentence, let alone a paper.
How do you
look?
know?
If my kids bring home somebody that I don't think is good for them, I'm not going to tell them right then and there, right? Out of respect for the human being that's in the house, right? But you better damn sure I'm going to be like this during dinner. This ain't
like,
the one.
You sure?
This ain't the one. I don't think this is good for you. I mean, you do what you want, but I don't think this is good for you. And I'm going to have to tell them. And it's different for, I don't know. It feels different.
Did your parents say anything to you about your first
boys.
Did your parents say anything?
They were not fans of LaToya. They were not.
That's why I like your parents.
And they told me.
That's the apple-headed girl?
No. They don't know about they didn't know about the apple-headed girl. But the only serious relationship I was in.
Yeah, LaToya was she was.
They didn't really care for her.
She was something.
Yeah, she wasn't.
I'll say that.
She wasn't for me.
Yeah, and that's okay to say that.
And that is perfectly fine to say it. And that's why I can understand the characters in this movie, because when you're in it, you don't see it.
Yeah,
and you need outside forces to tell you. Jay told me, my parents told me, even my sister told me.
Dang.
But you don't.
Weren't you like 12?
You kind of
like, nigga, I'm in middle school and I can see this shit ain't going. Like, nigga, what are you doing?
Right. She's Tiara's age. So that was like, what, 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. She essentially was 12.
Like literally in middle school.
Nah, come on, dog. What you doing?
So, but you don't see it when you're in it.
No, you can't.
Right, you can't. And I'm not. I only say her name because like we're cool now. But No, they told me, and they said, and they were gentle about it. My mother was a little under gentle, and she was a little like it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Your mom is like, oh, and dad is like, you sure? Because I don't know, right? and then my
Too
sister
hot,
is
nigga.
like, and then my sister's like, well, you might want to, you might really
Rethink
want to
this.
think about it. And,
Yeah.
like she was very level headed about it.
When she was
But,
12.
and she was a preteen.
That's so wild to me. Mouth of babes.
Oh shit.
So, but no, I'm gonna have to say something. And I feel like that's probably going to be the dynamic in this house, where just seeing how the two of us parent our children, the wife is probably going to be like, oh, well, I don't know, maybe, yeah, and then I'm going to be a little more like, you sure? 'Cause, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
That's a wild way to be like, Dad, I got engaged. I don't know, man.
Oh, like why? Like, don't you have other? You sure? You
Hey, yo,
have
Mo.
other life stuff you want to work on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yo, word.
Yo,
What you doing? This what you doing?
Are you sure
Okay.
about that? Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, well, he shows up to our parents' house and they both are given the nigga, what are you doing here vibes. Look, just as an aside, Suzanne Douglas, who plays the mom, is still fine. Like,
I think she died.
what? Are you serious?
Oh,
The necrophilia, bro.
Nigga.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
no, she looks great.
passed away.
Oh, that's a shame.
She passed away a
Oh,
year
damn,
after this was
2020.
made.
A year after the movie. That sucks.
Yeah, she looks great here. Blair Underwood, he took some time off from LA Law. I think that's what he was on when I was a kid. So yeah, he plays the dad, and he immediately is like, all right, if you say so, type of shit. He's like, hey, do you own any real estate? And he's like, it's like, I'm just fucking with you. I know your broke ass don't own nothing. Get out.
But he
And
did
then
give him
they
a tip to buy.
Yeah, help me out, bro. You know anything about crypto coins, something? Help me. So our parents are like, yeah. Her mom is like real in your face about like, you need to like, take this law school shit seriously. Stop fucking with other people and wasting your time with this dude. Like, I mean, she's like, she might as well just point at him at that point. Blair Underwood is, I think, slowly just getting drunk and doesn't want to be there. Like he's just like, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Oh God, please let me leave.
Well, it's something like, because like whenever I see like tropes like this where the parents are like, don't waste your time, whatever. I'm like, is it that you think she's wasting her time, or you just think she's wasting her time with him? Because if he was more respectable, like let's say if he was a successful artist, would they have had the same reaction?
No, it's the thing. Remember, I used to tell you this back in the day. Like, you don't marry potential, right?
That's right.
You marry the person who they are. Like, oh, they're gonna be the next fucking DJ Khaled or whatever. You don't know that. You don't know that. Oh, he played basketball real good. Yeah, until his fucking ACL break, and then that's fucking the end of it, right? You can't date people like that. Like, that doesn't work. You have to date people who they are.
Yep.
And so, like, as a parent, like, that to me is like a real thing. Like,
yep.
Like, oh, he could potentially be that. What are you doing now, though? What are you doing now? Because he looked like a street nigga from DC. That's all he looked like to me. Like, if I'm
Like,
Blair
is
Underwood, that's
Michael Ealy
my
single?
thought. Right?
Like Michael Ealy, he's single? No?
Yeah, Yusef? Where Yusef at? Is the light-skinned niggas Yusef? That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like those names should have been swapped, by the way. So, yeah, it feels like that whole conversation, that whole dinner is the sort of impetus for, like, he has almost, I won't say a personality change, but he has a big change in how he operates around his art the second after that dinner scene. where he becomes hyper focused and hyper serious about it, and not just wanting to do well, but like at all costs kind of thing. And they meet up with their friends at Dukem, which is a very famous Ethiopian restaurant in DC and in Baltimore, by the way. And he's just like, yeah, I've got like, I can't go hang out. I got to like work on this art piece. And they're like, oh, you know, Stevie's like, yeah, but you've been working all week. He's like, yeah, I'm aware of that, but I got to keep working. Right. Like, cause he's trying to impress her parents in a way, but also show that like he's capable of something. But it ends up like, ironically, him trying to do and make up for what her parents want for their kid. He ends up fucking the relationship up because of that. Cause it's not who he is.
You know what's something about this character? Not once did I ever think that this character wasn't ambitious and didn't think that he could be successful. Like because I feel like in a lot of these types of movies that they use these tropes, the guy is always like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and like he's an artist, but he's not. He's kind of taking it half seriously. When we meet Isaiah, like he's already at an art gallery and trying to make connections through his more successful friend. Right. So this is someone who clearly takes his path seriously, but just hadn't hit that mark. I think, you know, as you said, like, you know, you don't date potential, but this is someone who believes in his own potential and is actually taking it seriously. Yeah. It's just a matter of like, again, it goes back to that timing thing, because when they first meet, she's clearly on the up and up. And he's like, but you hit when you hit, and you just don't know when that's going to happen. And I thought that was, I like that they did that with this character too, because I think it would have made, it gives more validity to the difficult decisions they have to make later on.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely true. Chennai, the art dealer, eventually meets with him, and she's like, there's like a weird like suspense, like, oh, does she like the painting that he did or not? And she loves it, and so she's giving him a solo show. He reveals this at dinner with Stevie. I just an aside, his way of saying grace is the same way I used to say grace when I was like 6. So I just thought that was really funny. Like this nigga hasn't changed since a small child. But so he reveals, he's like, hey, I'm doing a solo show. And she's like, oh my God, that's so great. You know, she's like super happy for him. Cause she's very supportive of him. She really is. She actually genuinely believes in him. And then he stands her up when she invites him to go with her and her parents to see Alvin Ailey. And she's watching this beautiful art happen, and she's crying because the man she's supposed to be sharing this with her parents, is not there.
Did they tell him it was interpretive dance? Because I may have to count me. I'm not gonna lie. That's like, yo.
I hate interpretive dance, but I have seen Alvin Ailey. It's pretty remarkable, honestly. And I hate interpretive dance. I hate it. Like, it's one of the worst things that's ever existed in.
Like, I don't get art just in general. I just like.
Sure you do. You like the new Superman
movies? I get art, like, but like painting and shit like that. They be like, "What do you feel?" I'm like, I see a tree.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's very know. Good. That's what I was trying to get across.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. All right. Well, good for you.
It sucks.
By nothing, you mean the void? Is that how you feel? Someone's gonna try to take it there.
Just a single tear. Like, oh fuck, I do get it. I get it. You taking this excuse? I lost track of time. After you called like 54 times and the dude just don't show up.
No.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
No.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
No.
You making this nigga pasta middle of the night?
No. I mean, like I get it. You know, things happen, but.
Micah, yeah. You accepting your wife don't pick up the phone for calls? Hello?
Again, this is something that I can't fathom, because my wife will literally call me for anything. She'll walk out the house and immediately call me and be like, hey, did I leave my, phone on the table? Like, you're calling me on your phone.
Spike? Gotcha. That's
I mean, probably not
no,
one of
not
the
not while
relationships.
dating. Look. Everybody gets. There's a certain amount of stuff that you put up with when you are or you think you are in love with somebody, and it might sound weird, but like you got to keep a tab of that stuff, and when the bill comes due, there's only so much that you can put up with. So would I accept it here? Maybe. But I remember there was this guy. I used to work at a wastewater treatment plant. I remember this guy. What was his name? I can't remember his name. He was a real chill, like low key dude, right? And this was a bunch of blue collar people from Baltimore, right? And so it's, they let the expletives fly, right? Like they're just calling each other, like they shooting on each other, right? And this one dude, the chill dude, borderline narcoleptic, and they were talking about him, and somebody was going, and that motherfucker over there, that motherfucker said this, and this motherfucker, he was this mother, and then the dude turned around and was like, I'm only gonna be but so many motherfuckers. Like you ain't gonna be talking about me like that. Well, but that's the mentality, right? And that shit stopped, right? And that's what you have to. It's only so much that you can put up with. So in this case, maybe, but in the end, and we'll get to it. That's one of the reasons why I really like the ending, and I hope for her sake, for her sanity, that she makes the right decision, the not TR decision.
What you mean the not TR decision?
The TR decision is like, oh, let's get back with him.
No, that's not what I said.
Then what'd you say?
I said I thought the movie had a happy ending. I didn't say I agree with the ending.
Oh damn!
I don't think I think
and
I don't. Do you think she got together? You think she got back with him?
Yeah, I do. I do think she got.
I don't see. That's a TR decision, and I.
No.
That's what you're doing.
No.
That's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing.
No. No.
Defend it.
Because I even said that I'm okay with them breaking up.
Yeah, you did say that. All right.
And I will say, probably in a situation like this, look, communication is really, really important. And this is another thing that is just the chink in the armor that can be.
I'm sorry.
What?
If I can't say the R word, you can't say that. How about that?
What?
I love that. All three of us were like. It's like you say, as a white person, I know it's an acceptable word, but you're not allowed to say niggardly, right? Like it's the same thing. Like you can't say it. You can't say it. You can't say it.
All right, whatever.
It's close. It's too close.
It is. It's something that can be one of the things that's the downfall of your relationship when you're dating. So it's just like
roundabout way of not saying that.
to my Asian folks.
Yeah, shout out to Asian people. Don't say that phrase. That's fucked up.
But it's like, I mean, if you apologize and if like you make sure this doesn't happen again, then okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But this man also lives with you, possibly rent free. So
what do you mean possibly? Well, how he paying for anything? How?
Did he get that big ass check from
No, not yet. Not yet. He about
not
to.
Yet.
Yeah, he about to. They ain't gonna be out there. He about to fuck that right up. He does something that is disastrous. And look, you got any opportunity you have if you are with somebody and you win an award, a special award, or recognition. Yeah. And if you don't think that person you're with, boy, you better pack your fucking bags. Okay, like that is a bad idea. So he gets a solo show. It's a fucking huge hit. Everybody comes, like everybody in DC. I don't know, it's like 7 people come, right? It's a big deal. He's introduced at the solo show by Chennai, his agent, And he says, you know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one person. And he goes, Chennai, she really, you know, gave me a chance. And he does not say anything about Stevie.
It's like, yo,
I was like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, yo, I've been alive long enough to know. I've seen enough sitcoms, and I've been married long enough that is, yo, you lucky she didn't stab you right there. Like, you gotta give. I don't care if she never even bought you a paintbrush or hated every painting you did. You still, if you want to live in a house quietly and be safe,
Rent free?
Rent free, right? You a homosexual? You ain't got no job. You paying rent through dick. That is not enough. Okay, that's not enough.
No, it is not.
Okay. Yeah, you got to thank her, and he doesn't, and so she, like, you could just see that on her face. Like, I literally pay for everything, and it's like not a place you want to be at all. He goes to Chennai afterwards. She gives him a check, and she was like, "Now hold on, the reason why your art is so good is because you're starving, right? Because you're hungry, probably quite literally." And she was like, "Don't let this check change you." And then he looked at that check, and it was almost like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. You could see his eyes bugging out of his fucking head, like, "Oh shit, are you serious?" So it must have been quite a bit of money, which is great. So I guess his art sold quite a lot. And just as his life is on the upswing, she's like, "Hey, do I look fat in this dress?" And he was like, "Let me answer that with this," and fuck everything right up. So she's like, "Hey, I have this opportunity. Like, should I take the job in Chicago? Should I not take the job? Like, what do you think?" And he's just kind of like, "Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's once in a lifetime. If it was me, I'd take it." And again, he does this, and he does not cut it with any of the shit in reality. He just answers the question blankly. Don't do that. Any question your spouse or significant other asks you, especially about moving or chasing their dreams and all this other shit, you better make sure that you understand context, my nigga. Like, do not answer that question. That is a death trap. And when he answers the question, you can literally feel half the room go cold in the fucking movie. And her entire demeanor changes. Because like Micah said earlier, all she can think is, oh, if you had that opportunity, you would just up and leave me and go live your life, which is fucked up. So she does the telltale sign that you ain't getting none tonight. She's wearing sweat clothes to bed, which might as well be fucking armor because nothing is happening for you. And like every other dumb nigga, he don't get it. Let's see if I can try to make something happen.
Right. Let me see if I can find the Asian in the armor.
Oh shit. Yes.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
I don't think you are. Like, that feels worse in a way. Like, it actually feels worse.
Is it offensive though? I just found it funny. Like,
we're gonna use it in the future.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, I mean,
well, if you gotta look it up,
yeah,
you probably should be using it.
Yeah. Go ahead and put that in your search history. Go ahead. What does that word mean? Oh, sorry. Never forget that during Linsanity? I think it was Sports Illustrated when that ended. The title of the article was whatever college he was at, like chink in the armor. It was like, no, we meant.
Oh no!
And they were like,
yeah, that was.
It was like, how did you think that was acceptable? Like they literally that was the title of the article.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That's still look, nigga. That's kind of funny.
No, it's super hilarious. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
That is super offensive.
Yeah.
Yo, they did that shit on purpose.
It was ESPN. Excuse me. It was ESPN.
Of course they did. Of course they did that on purpose.
Yeah, ESPN fires a writer an offensive headline about Jeremy Lin.
That's so fucking racist.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. When he was playing for the Knicks when he finally lost, the headline read "Chink in the armor." Wow. How did you think
Absolutely
that was
not.
Yeah, no, dude, that's not acceptable. There was no excuse for that. So yeah, he tries to make a move. Again, she's wearing a long sleeve Howard University sweatshirt. I don't think a woman has worn anything that's more obvious than "I'm not going to fuck you tonight" than that. So he tries to kiss her. She's like, no. And he's like, wow. Like, what's the problem? And so yeah, she's basically like, you act like you didn't give a fuck. Like, you're never here. Even when you're here, you're not here. You're so hyper focused. And I feel like this is a missed opportunity where he should have said, I'm trying to like make something of myself, just like what your parents want for you. Like that could have been again, communication. Like that could have been a moment where she could have understood like, oh shit, like that's why he's acting the way it is. But I'm not making.
The thing is, in this scene, they do end up saying like, we both have our own dreams, but they say it at each other instead of actually discussing the reality of them having dreams. But it's more of like you have your dreams, I have mine too, and it's like,
why are we yelling?
What are we?
Don't have to be an argument.
Like,
I like chicken. I like pasta. Like, what are we fucking yelling about?
Yeah, it's just it felt it was clearly like, again, having these discussions when you're both angry and feeling slighted by the other.
Easier said than done.
Yep.
Easier said than done, right? Like emotions run high.
Yeah. And for him, like, I think that the theme up until this point is that his lack of consideration for her. Right? Yeah. Like even at the not thanking her and not appreciating her and not and this is where I kind of probably wish the development here was probably a little bit better, because I don't know if he resented her for her dreams or not, or if there was some envy there. Because the way that he said, like, I think you mentioned like, oh, you want to go be a lawyer and everything like that, and something like that. I don't know. It felt like it was like there was a feeling maybe he's like feeling a little bit behind.
Right. Yeah, he's insecure. He's insecure and selfish, and that's a bad combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because like the not thanking her thing, like I think it really, like, that was a real catalyst for her getting really genuinely pissed at him. I heard a story the other day that's in the same regard. I don't know if you guys heard this. You know who Kathy Bates is, right? From Misery.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Matlock.
Yeah, she's
she said, I saw that video about her mom.
Yeah, her mom. Have you heard this, Yara? Her mom gaslit her and was like, when you won the Oscar for Misery, you didn't thank me, and like she felt bad about it for fucking years. And like
35 years.
Yeah. And then she was on like Turner Classic Movies with Ben Mankiewicz, and he was like, she was telling that story like, yeah, I didn't thank my mom. He was like, I watched her Oscar speech. He was like, you did thank your mom. And she's like, what are you talking about? And they played it for you. She did. She felt horrible for like 30 fucking years, and her mom was wrong about it. Like, she did thank her mom.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like the worst type of gaslighting I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Your mom sucks.
I would. Yeah, your mom sucks, yo. I don't know if her mom's dead.
Is her mom still alive? Because like Kathy Bates is pretty goddamn old.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she probably may not be alive anymore, but that's fucked up.
That's super fucked up. It's like,
oh, she's been dead. She's been dead for almost 30 years. Good.
Oh, so you lived your whole damn, dude. So all that time you felt fucking miserable during that entire. Your mom's dead. Yeah. So thank people, man, and just and also remember that you did. It's like, write the shit down and just read it. That's what you should do.
It's on film. She never went back to look it up. That's the crazy part. That's like, it's like, on TV.
Mom, you sure? Like, you did.
No, you didn't think me. Like, you sure? I'm pretty sure I did. Like, no, you didn't. Like, we could have went back to the tape.
Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah, but you in love. You love your mother, and you're not thinking about it when you're in it, because love makes you crazy.
Yep.
And
that's exactly what happened in that movie, Misery. Love makes you crazy.
Yeah, love makes you insane.
Yeah.
Snap a nigga fucking ankles.
The ultimate parasocial relationship. I'm gonna hobble you. What?
That movie's great. It's fucked up, but it's great. By the way, this is the best acting in the movie. This argument. This is the best acting. This is when Kofi Siriboe, actually, his character comes alive in the movie. The rest of the time, he's just like the coolest nigga on earth. This one, he's like I have this muted, but it looks like he is telling somebody, about a pillow top mattress, like the furniture, that furniture fucking scene.
Man from 3B.
Yo,
Oh shit!
like like I'm telling you, if you just overlaid that audio, it won't work. He seems so fucking mad. So he's like, look, yeah, you get to chase your dreams, or no, he says, have you ever cared about anything like, chase this dream or whatever,
something that deeply?
I was like,
yeah,
nigga,
that was it.
Yeah, she was fucking pissed. She's like,
say.
who are you talking to right now? Again, it's easier said than done to be like, don't let emotions run high. Really fucking super fucking hard. And
this might be one of the most accurate portrayals of a nigga I've ever seen.
What, this scene?
Yeah, just this character, right?
Yeah, he's pissed and completely
he's got stuff going on, right? But is super selfish, right? Doesn't know it. I don't even think he means to be that selfish, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's
just
inherently
he's
selfish.
doing this to be malicious, right? He's not like a red pill dude, right?
No, not at all.
But he's not a bad guy. But he just
I don't even think he's saying he's selfish. I don't think he's actually selfish. I think it's just like once her parents like lit that fire under his ass by like shitting on him, essentially. He's like, yeah, you're right. I gotta. But then he like kind of like neglects everything else in his life. He just super focuses on his art.
It's self-involved.
Really,
and that's what
self-involved is. I mean,
selfish. Like people think like selfish and like don't confuse selfish with stingy, right? Like he's is like I completely understand and I get that like he has this newfound ambition, right? But towards the end of the movie where she's just like, hey, come lay with me, and he's just like, nah, but hold up though, I gotta take care of something more important.
I don't give a fuck.
He kept doing that shit. Yeah.
Bro. I'd have looked at that phone and like, click. Who cares? Yeah, you didn't pick up her 50 calls to the fucking Alvin Ailey, but you got to pick up this one call right away. No,
but that was a year ago. Why are you bringing up bullshit?
It's him. It's
3
him
minutes
again,
ago in the movie, but yes, you're right.
Like he's not being considerate of her.
She's an afterthought. She's an afterthought, and nobody wants to be the afterthought in a relationship.
Right.
That's correct.
And what I will say is, and this is again goes back to timing. I think if you're someone who's like Isaiah, you need to be alone, be single.
Oh,
don't waste someone like Stevie's time, because like, yeah, Stevie was busy with law school, but I think we noticed like she was handling her law school studies and her relationship pretty well. Like she was making time for her relationship, whereas he was not making time for her. And if you're not going to make the time, and I do think that like if you're really, really into someone, if you really want someone to be part of your life, and you want to be part of theirs, you will make the time to do that, even in busy life. And if you feel like that you are so wrapped up in your own dreams and ambitions that that you can't give that kind of attention that the other person is seeking from you, cut it loose.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I mean, look, time is a very important part of a relationship. The time that you spend with your significant other, the time you dedicate to even thinking about them or considering them, those things are big deals. And you're right, Stevie. In a way, Stevie's slightly annoying as a character, that she's so goddamn good at all of these things. Like she's balancing like this relationship and the rent for 2 people, by the way. And she's doing law school and everything else. She's doing all that shit with a smile on her face. Like she's still happy. She quite literally does not resent him until I think he doesn't thank her at that thing. Like that scene seems small, but it is really the real break point that everything comes off of, right? Like her parents created the conflict in him that started kind of the sort of the spin underneath the relationship, but it broke for her when he didn't thank her. Like, yo, I'm doing all this shit. I never asked for anything. I'm not trying to do anything to like fuck your shit up. I'm working and I'm cooking dinner and going to plays and paying for gas and all this other shit. And you never said, I'm never like, angry at you because I know you got to focus as an artist. But the one time you could have just been like, and shout out to my girl Stevie for holding me down. I couldn't do any of this without her. You didn't do it.
Yep. Just say thank you.
Say thank you. Otherwise, you lose somebody and then you got to be reminded when you go on a TV show 30 years later that you did say it. Like, don't fuck it up. It's crazy. So they have this argument. Again, I think it's probably the best scene in the movie. And he's like, oh, you got money to fall back on. Like, you don't have to worry about it. You got money to fall back on. And I literally mouthed when I watched this movie the first time, I was like, fuck you. And she immediately said, I was like, that's fine. Like, that is the correct response, yo. You can't say that to her, yo. Like, she's a smart woman. You can't just be like, you got money, so like, it don't matter what you feel or like how hard you're working. Like, don't do that to people. Don't belittle people's work. Because she's in law school, yo. Again, and doing all this other shit. And all you got to do is be an artist. And you can't pick your head up long enough to be like, don't go to Chicago without me. I love you. Like, you can't do that. Also, nigga, you can make art anywhere. You could have left.
Yeah.
You could have. I get the art scene in DC or whatever. Chicago, not exactly a hayseed little town either. Okay, like it's not like
what's his name? An artist in Mea Culpa in Chicago.
Yeah, you could have worked in his fucking sex basement.
What's his name? Trevante Rose.
Yeah, you could have worked in his little sex basement. Yeah,
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you could have brought your girl over, and y'all could have also had sex on paint, which feels like that's getting in places you don't want it to be. That's terrible.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are you saying?
That's the Trevante Rhodes. Mea Culpa. The Tyler Perry movie.
The Tyler Perry movie.
I don't think I've seen.
I never saw it. Oh, I never saw that.
My wife hated that movie. She hated it. Like she.
Wait, what is Trevante Rose doing?
He's an artist.
He's an artist.
He's an artist in that movie.
And he is he is exactly what people who never pay attention to art think an artist is. Oh, look, he's free and encumbered. He's having sex on his paintings and getting glitter on himself. Like, and he has a sex basement. And I'm like, what the fuck is any of this? What is this?
It's Tyler Perry's. Tyler Perry's weird, six twisted fantasy or whatever the fuck that album was called. Yeah, Tyler Perry is an interesting individual.
No, he isn't. Agree to disagree. So yeah, she was like, look, you need to get the fuck out. They break up. And you see Chennai is like, look, you need to get out 20 paintings every year. Take this shit global, son. We getting rich. Smash cut to like a year later. His buddy comes over. That's the dude from The Wire, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He comes over. He's like, hey man, I haven't seen you. Like, you want to hang out? Like, let's go get some beers on U Street. Which is like, yes, we get it. You're in DC. Like, it's just really hilarious. Like, if you know all these,
it's very weird.
He also showed Ben's Chili Bowl.
Yeah. Right,
let's go to DC. Hey, let's go to Ben's Chili Bowl because that's where we all go. Like, we
all hang out there.
Don't do that.
Like, that seems weird. Do that. Would you like to hang out at the Capitol? Let's go to the Washington Monument. I love DC. The mall's great. Like, okay. It's a weird bit of dialogue, but sure. Have you been to the African American Smithsonian Museum? So
you better hurry.
The tickets are selling.
No.
Yeah. Oh well, because they're removing shit. This is too black. Get rid of it. So he's like, look, he's like, how about next weekend? I gotta go to Chicago. I gotta make a little trip up to Chicago, but I'll be back. Let's hang out next weekend. It's like, all right, bet. Because it's a year later. Obviously he's a lot more successful. This nigga got a real suit on, matching hat, looking all smooth and shit. See, now TR, you not talking to this dude? He got a feather in his hat. He's fucking.
If he touches my necklace, the answer is still no.
Oh, he can't now.
No,
not even with a feather in his hat. That's crazy.
No, wow. Absolutely not.
Especially because he has a feather in his hat.
Yep.
He's like a fucking pimp. Like, get away from me, nigga.
But let me tell you this. I will continue to say this. That is a beautiful man. Good Lord.
Oh, see, just like her. You forgot he was there too. He's like, hi.
Yeah.
He's like trying to get in the scene. Hey, it's me. It's me, Ahmed. Hey, guys. Remember me?
I mean, all I'm saying is it's been a year. They haven't talked. And you know she's been thinking about him. And this is where I'm like, girl, remember, y'all have real issues. Do not sleep with this man. Do not sleep with this man. Sex is not gonna cure everything. Just y'all have to talk about real things.
I don't even talk about nothing. Don't worry about it.
But
Let the body talk. And that's exactly what
they surely did.
Yeah, so they meet in Chicago at this art opening, and her boyfriend, I guess, Ahmed, is there. I feel sorry for this dude. They look like they painted our boy Deacon a couple shades darker and put him in this movie. But you know, like, good for him. He kind of looks like him. So he's just standing there while these two eye fuck each other to death. No thanks. I'd be like, I'm gonna go ahead and
they were.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'm be in the car. You just call me when you're ready to go home, because that's the end of this fucking thing. And then they do a side shot of her staring at a painting, which was definitely on purpose. Thank you very much.
It's fine. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yes, exactly. Like the cinematography in this movie. I'm watching this movie for the plot. Look at the plot, though. No, she looks amazing. And Ahmed is walking and looking at art alone. Interesting. So he leaves her like a voicemail. He's like, "Hey, I've got this second solo show in DC. I'd really love you to come down. I want to show you something. Just call me back." They meet up for dinner in DC before the solo show, like I guess a couple days before, or the day before maybe, and they have this like similar to the beginning conversations, which is they just I fuck the shit out of each other and don't say much.
Well, this
like,
nigga's like, "Are you happy?"
Fuck
like, what kind of fuckboy ass question is this? Yo? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. And I'm glad she was just like, "Yo, fuck you, yo. You can't
Like,
ask
don't
me
ask
that.
me.
Get out of here."
Yeah, I mean, it is a fuckboy question. Tiara, you would agree?
Yeah, I mean, but also like she has a boyfriend. Come on now, like what are we doing?
What
here?
he got to do with me? That was in a song.
Right, this
Like
ain't no
special
fucking.
thing? What your man got to do with me? Nigga?
Right, that's right. This ain't no
The song from
fucking
the
R&B
90s,
song, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, is your man happy? Do he make you happy? Like, nigga, shut up. Get out of here.
Yeah, she was not
Cool
buying that.
J or some shit. With Boys to Men in the background accompanying you and shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, and so she's like, "Oh, I read about your, I read your interview in the New York Times, like to let the audience know, like he's doing quite well." And so he's like, "Oh, let me ask you a second question." She's like, "Okay." It's like, "What are you doing the rest of the night?" And I thought, hey, maybe they're gonna go and like have a lovely evening and try to like reconnect and like you'd have this like little montage. No, they just woke up in bed.
Is that not what they did?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a type of montage. It was a type. They got right to it. I mean, God bless them. God bless them. Again, this is a very good scene. So yeah, they do their thing. Could slow it down, rewind it if you like. And immediately his phone rings in the morning, and he just like picks it up. And she's like, "Oh, just lay with me." And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. Don't do that. You got a beautiful woman that you wooed back into your bed. I guarantee you that phone
Learn
call.
nothing.
You learn nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
That
yo.
phone call.
She flew out to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he fucked that up. Like, my nigga,
and he
what are you
learned
doing?
nothing. And
Like,
that's
you
what
could
I'm
take
saying,
that
man.
fucking phone call later. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like literally, look, I don't even think it's offensive to lay in the bed and be like, "Oh, who is it?" All right. Like, unless it was my
Call
mom
him
and
back.
it's like, unless it was my mom, like, the house is on fire and like, get to Baltimore, help us. Like, out of that,
Like, what would have happened if the phone went off while they were fucking? Would you stop?
hello?
He might.
Probably.
Like,
If
come on, yo, like,
it rang more than once, he probably would have stopped.
But this is why this is what I can appreciate about this movie. Like this character, you think that this character has grown, and he hasn't. No. Not in an emotional way. He's grown. He grew in a way that men only see growth through, through your career, through financial means, but like he hasn't grown mentally or emotionally. He hasn't grown emotionally. And it's a combination of all that stuff, man. And like, it's real, like, I don't understand how this is a difficult concept to grasp, but apparently it is, because like the internet is full of people of dudes who don't get women, right? I never seen any of these dudes with a woman ever. No. Telling you what you got to do and all this, and I don't know, man. It just is.
Listening to a bunch of people giving you the experience of them being wrong. Congratulations. What the fuck am I listening to you for?
And this dude just apparently has a fucking magic dick, and she's just like she has post nut clarity.
She did. That's the thing, TR. It is, even for y'all. It is.
I mean, but like,
don't care for the term.
Yeah, I mean, just like, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like,
when a guy is done, the rose-colored glasses of his life fall away from the scales fall away from his eyes. To probably misquote the Bible.
Like what you don't know what post nut clarity is?
No, because I'm like,
post nut clarity is when you are in it, when you are in it, and you're grooving and you're doing what adults do, right? And my wife could ask me anything, right? And then once it's over, right? I'm getting it. That is a wonderful callback to an excellent Seinfeld episode. Yeah. That is it. Like she can ask me to do anything, and I'm gonna say yeah, right? Yeah. But then it's like, oh shit, what did I say I was gonna do? Yeah. And it was just clean the house, vacuum, and god damn it,
paint the room. I would have never said that.
Yeah, you did. Right. And now you got to do it, right? Like when you're in love, right? You don't see it. And when you're out of it, it's like, oh shit, like how could I not see this? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's post nut clarity is that on a micro level.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's like in the Matrix.
Yeah, that movie is a 2-hour action film about post nut clarity. That's true. That is certainly a way to describe that movie. But it is really funny because she does finally get it, and then she has that conversation with her mother, and her mom is like, "Look, timing matters, right? Like, I used to be with a guy who used to fucking dick me down better than your dad ever could, but that shit ain't work out. And then I met your father, and it was fine." And everything is okay with Brown.
And I settled. And then you came.
And look, it worked out. You could have been somebody else's baby. Like, Mom, what the fuck kind of conversation are we having right now? But like, in fairness, the mom is correct, right? Love is not enough to sustain a relationship. Like when people say, "Oh, love is all you need," no, the fuck it ain't. Rent, mortgage, groceries. Fucking time. Those are things you need. Love is the thing.
Politics.
Right. Like, oh, you can date anybody. Can you imagine?
Did he vote? Did he vote? She voted. I know who she voted for, but did he vote?
Did he vote? Yeah, like I don't know if he did. Like, I don't know, man. No, but right. I mean,
he a little too ambitious to be like, I'm with her. You know what I mean?
I get it. You put her in your phone, but that don't count, nigga. Like, come on.
No, he lives outside the system. That's what he does.
Yeah. He feel like I think both of them are equally bad. Like, all right, nigga, you read up on anything?
Like the only way I could protest is by not voting, so they know blah blah blah. Blah. It's like,
He a
okay.
black Israelite. Oh, come on, man.
But but you know, but that
Yeah,
that's
you need more than just love. You do. That's
Is
a
it
very
ti-
immature way of looking at marriage or deep relationship.
is it settling?
Is what settling?
And is settling a bad thing?
I
I
think
don't think
I-
it's. I don't. I say settling to be funny. I don't think people settle.
Some people do.
I really don't.
Some people do.
Some people
settle.
definitely do.
Well, those people aren't happy. If you are happy,
No,
then
you're not.
You have not settled.
Yeah. No, I think people mistake like wild, crazy, young love is the only type of pure love. No, it isn't. It isn't. Like I actually read this woman's like she was talking about she's in an arranged marriage and like they had just gotten married. And she was talking about like how her and her husband just kissed for the first time and all this other stuff. Like they've been married for like a couple months, right? Like those marriages, I know, look, not for me, right? But those marriages, people tend to, ironically, they develop almost a deeper love for each other because they have actually had to develop it not based on the wild crazy shit. Like they're just like
Right.
you're two partners and you're like, okay, I guess we have to live, and then you end up developing like. I don't think those things ultimately end up being much different, right? Like there's some that are not great, just like they're, quote unquote love marriages that turn out terrible too. But people develop love over time. Like the love I have for my wife is not the same love I had for my girlfriend who is now my wife. You know what I mean? Like they're two very different things. People think you see somebody across the room at an art gallery and you're like, let me touch your necklace. And like, that's how it is until the day you die. It fucking isn't. She's the mother of my daughter. Like those kind of things change what your perception of love is. And like, that's why I hate hearing people talk about like, you can't trust a woman or you can't trust a guy or whatever, with your heart and stuff like that when you're young, because you don't know what the fuck love is. You think that love is that fucking puppy dog shit. And that is a version of it. But when you see your grandparents like, we've been together for 75 years and I love him, he loved me. That love they have is fucking different than what the fuck you have in your 20s when you meet somebody. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. And in order to sustain those kind of relationships, you have to understand that love changes and it grows. And like, look, sometimes it even wanes, right? Like a little bit, it does. You have kids and shit. Life is hard. And then that comes back up. Like that's just a part of it, right? Like you just have to be mature about those kind of things. But love changes over time. And so his like, I'm so deeply in love with you still feels like this very puppy dog kind of like it's almost like an infatuation with her. And I do believe he does love her, but her love for him, it feels different by the end of the movie. Like she loves him, but I don't think she's in love with him. And that's the difference. I think he is in love with her, but she's not in love with him, which is why I think her looking at that picture or the painting that he does, like she has those feelings for him. And I think they are very deep. And I think she realizes how deeply he feels for her, but it isn't the same, which I appreciate. That's what I like about it. But that's my interpretation of the ending. I mean, they could leave the art gallery and just go back to fucking boning each other for the next 35 years. I have no fucking idea. But
that's probably what happened.
That's what you want to happen.
That's what you
no,
want.
I want
him.
no,
I don't want her to end up with Ahmed either. He looked whack.
No, I wanted them to break up. I think this is a situation where you break up at the end. I think this is a situation where you see the painting and with your titty painted out and your parents are probably there and it's just weird. And I think you still have that conversation that they're like, hey, we had a really great night last night and we reconnected. Clearly there's a lot of love there, but this is not going to work. Because I also think as you get, and I also think like that type of experience helps you determine what kind of love is right for you, because your definition of love changes as you get older, like what you're willing to put up with. Like, so like in your 20s, you're probably like, oh my God, it's fireworks all the time. And then you realize maybe you don't need to feel fireworks for someone to develop chemistry, because chemistry develops over time as you get to know somebody. And it becomes more of a slow burn and you actually enjoy like the peacefulness that love can bring instead of the chaos. And I could have seen
that's very true.
her like, and this is where I was saying, like, I would have loved for them to kind of show how they both changed as individuals. Because for her, I could have seen her saying like, you know, the love I had with you was real and it was important to me, but it's not the kind of love I need going forward. And him being so focused on his career, saying like, but the love I have for you is real, but him not still meeting her where she is because he can't, because he's not emotionally available to do that. I would have loved for that to be it.
I have to say, like, I love that idea for an ending, but I would, the only caveat that I would add to that is I would have liked to see him mature and him also realize that while he loves her and he feels very deeply for her, she's not the type of person for him at that moment.
Right. Yeah, that's another too. Yeah, another point.
Right.
Too.
Like the two of them come to this realization, even after sleeping with each other, like we are just not, it is not our
compatible.
time. Right. They're just not compatible.
And that's okay.
At the moment. By the way, at the moment. Because you could easily split off for another 2, 3, 5 years and come back. That happens to people in real life, quite literally, right?
Yeah.
And then you meet that person, and you're like, oh shit, this guy is like this amazing artist. He's an internationally renowned artist. He's like a big deal. He can live anywhere, right? He can live in Chicago. Who gives a fuck, right? He's not doing like penny ante shows and shit. He can do that. And I'm a big time lawyer in Chicago or wherever the fuck, she ends up, right? And she's doing her thing and he makes tons of money and he's world renowned and she does her lawyer shit and she makes tons of money. Like, yeah, it doesn't, just because it doesn't mean that it's not working at the moment doesn't mean it can't work in the future. And so that would have kind of been cool. Like, what was the movie we did? Love Jones, right? Like that was their kind of thing, is they weren't incompatible, they were incompatible at those moments, and then at the end they found the time to connect, right? Like that's what happens in the end, is like it was like, not now, I'm good, I'm not, I'm good, I'm not, and it was like up and down, and then at the end they found each other. That's a perfectly reasonable, and that's also a human experience. So yeah, I mean it's ambiguous, but I don't mind the ambiguity of it all.
And I think for like overall like romance movies, I prefer more real endings like that, where it's okay to love each other but split apart, because I think that's real life and that's healthy. Instead of kind of like what we're used to seeing, which is like it's just such a perfect little ending and she moves back to DC and blah blah blah. She does her lawyer thing and I don't want all that.
Yeah, 100%. No. That would have been the ending done.
I would have hated it.
Yeah. Oh, he rides to Chicago on a horse like that one dumb LL Cool J movie or whatever.
That'd be one of these people endings. That'd be one of these people.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Niggas ain't named Yusuf in that movie. Okay, like that's just not how that could happen.
Brad,
right?
Caden, Megan, Caden and Megan.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm going to move to Chicago. No. He packs his bags to go to Chicago. She packs her bags to go to DC. They somehow meet in the airport. I was going to move there. We should just live in the airport together and fall in love.
In a lesser movie, he would have had a whole solo show and revealed that painting as a surprise for her.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and they were like, "Yo, why you got my titty out?"
and I met would have been like,
that's the response. Cut to black, like credits. Well, that's my titty.
And like what's it, Ahmed? And then Ahmed would have been like, "Is that supposed to be you?" Like, and then it would have been like a whole brief love triangle thing. And I thought that's where it was going, and I was about to be like,
it would have been the wedding episode of A Different World.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Man.
No, Kadeem Hardison was like, Hardison was like, no man would ever do this. Like he went to the writers and was like,
no,
yo, this don't make sense to me.
No, it's
like
fucked up.
You got me looking wild, bro. like
what if this don't work out? Like, what if this don't work out? I look like a straight up asshole right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
By the way, if that happened on my wedding day, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking mouth. You go stand
Everybody
up.
died. Everybody died.
No, you gotta get you getting
everybody
fucked
died.
up.
Dwayne,
she may leave with you,
Ron,
but you gonna get fucked
Freddie,
up. Yeah.
Sinbad, Colonel Taylor.
Wow.
All of them.
Man, what the hell Colonel Taylor do?
Nah, he was there. Fuck
Incidentally,
that.
Sinbad is in the new Tyler Perry movie. Weirdly, in that trailer.
Oh, really?
What, straw?
Was he? I didn't even.
Yeah, he was. He was a guy in a wheelchair.
I didn't even. Oh,
This is
I
really
didn't,
weird.
Oh.
I didn't pay that much attention, honestly.
No, it's probably for the
I
best.
just,
Yeah.
I just thought it was a joke at first. Like,
I'll
this
just-
is real. Okay.
Never doing another Tyler Perry movie again.
No, he should have named that movie
That's so
Jane
fans.
Q, by the way, because it's just John Q, the Denzel Washington.
Right.
So yeah, that's how the movie ends. It ends with her titty out in the painting. She's looking at it. She's befuddled, bewildered, bemoaned, and she loves it. And I assume, and he's standing there behind her, ready to touch her necklace without her permission. So
Ready to pounce like a predator. Look, I really enjoyed the ending.
gotcha.
I thought her acting without, just the way she looked, and you can see the emotion and the thoughts running through her head. Weighing like, do I want to put up with this shit again? Like, do I want to give this another try? Right? Because she obviously really has feelings for the dude, and she knows that he has feelings for her. But I am not convinced that she is going to go through with giving him another try.
She's shaking
Because
her head,
he hasn't.
by the way, if you watch
Right, because he hasn't shown any growth. He hasn't shown
Right.
any growth. Like you could even like going back to what you said about like you could have took the phone call in bed, right?
Mhm.
Like that would have been a really good way to kind of, well, like, cause if she would have said lay with me, and he did, but he still answered the phone while he was in bed, that could have been a very good, like, is he changing? Is he not changing? Like, I still see he's focused on work, but he is here with me, right? Like, that could have been like, I don't really appreciate that he's taking that phone call, but I did ask him to stay, and he did, right? Because she made that point early on in the movie. She said, if you would have said, I don't want you to leave, I would have stayed, right?
Yep.
And this is literally her saying, hey, stay with me in bed. And he left.
Yep.
And he did it again. Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's why I'm like,
And like I said,
nah,
he did it.
she-
He did it at the end also.
That's
Like
a good point.
they meet
Yep.
right back up again in the art gallery, and Uzo Aduba comes up to him and is like, "Yeah, I need you. I need someone. I need you to see someone." And it's like, "Give me a second." I'm like, "Yo, give me 10 minutes. I'll be there. They're not leaving anytime soon.
Right.
This is my art gallery."
Yeah, you
Like,
had
we're
you had a
show,
perfect
bro.
opportunity
Yeah.
to be like,
Again, that was the
you are
last time
important.
she gave him a chance. I'm like, well, you just left again. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, clearly she
that's
doesn't.
a-
she doesn't-
this woman came to Micah's point. This woman flued herself out to see you. You
Like-
spent the night with her last night. You had this connection. All you had to do was be like, the world is shut down when I am with you. That's all she wants from you, dude. That's all she wants, is to know that she is the priority in that moment. That's it.
Yep.
Ah, God damn it, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's not that hard, man.
It's not that hard. It really is, and like people make it, more complicated than it is. But I'm telling you, it is those little moments. It's not like just like the big fights and everything like that. It's those little moments of not feeling appreciated.
Yeah.
That just build up over time, and then
They
next
destroy
thing you
relationships.
know, yep, every time.
Mhm.
And then you wake up and you're like, why does she support my artist career? I'm up here blowing up and she's up here still giving me attitude because you don't pay attention to her.
That's true. It's a fact. Yep. Well, that and you don't know where the
You don't prioritize a relationship. That's it.
I mean, you have to know. You have to know.
Gotta find a button. And
And then just keep
he
pressing
didn't.
it.
You still haven't seen.
Oh, my
Synergy,
God.
have you? No.
No.
Yeah, he hate black people, yo. He hate black art. Yo.
I saw this
He
He
hate
ain't
movie.
black
art.
people.
This
He ain't
this,
black
this
women,
is
yeah.
my version of it, right?
No.
This is
Really,
like the
you really
same.
haven't seen it yet?
I have not had time.
I've seen it like twice.
All right, well, you seen it
Did you
once
see
with
that?
me.
Like
you see Thunderbolt?
what is wrong? Wait, they don't got it in Mexico yet?
They don't support down here.
They don't support black people.
Don't support black people.
Actually,
Was there any black people in Thunderbolts, Jay? I know you saw that.
Yeah, Jay, what's up?
There's one black person.
It's
The boy don't.
Wait a minute.
There was one
So
black
you
person.
saw you saw
Were you?
you
What the fuck?
Oh, in the theater? No, it was just me. Yeah, that's right.
you watched a snow bunny.
Yeah, don't do that. Snow bunnies never. Black women forever. Times 2.
The only snow bunny I will ever approve of. And you
No,
haven't
you
seen
know why?
one
You
of
know
the
why
best
it's
movies
actually
ever?
no. In all seriousness, you know why it's really difficult because after the first 2 weeks of a movie being out, it's very hard to find the English version of it. That's why. The thing.
Mhm. You've been there for 3 years. Don't know Spanish yet. All right, bro.
Don't estar mi amigos, man.
Don't está la película.
I kind of don't want you to see it. I kind of want your first viewing to be when we review it for the show.
Well, yeah, when we do it.
I mean, it's probably going to be on VOD probably fairly soon. I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Like within a month.
Anyway, back to this movie. Look,
Maybe.
this movie is look. I honestly, when I watched this movie, I honestly did not think. I was like, how are we going to get through this movie? Especially the slog of the first half. But this was a very interesting conversation when the movie does get into what when the movie does get going. It is very interesting, especially given the climate of gender wars nonsense that we go through now.
I got to tell you, considering the internet and like the landscape, if I was a woman, I feel like I'd probably be a lesbian. Because like these niggas are wild.
I get it.
I get it.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with these niggas out here. I'm like,
Again, you listen
All
to
of y'all.
niggas who've never been in a successful relationship. Listen to Fresh and
Right.
Fit. Them niggas are allergic to pussy. Get out of here. Right? Okay.
Just a quick aside, because now on apps and stuff, men are hiding their political affiliations. Like they're either not putting or they're putting like moderate or apolitical, and they're like, or just straight up, just like saying not putting anything there, not indicating what their political values are, and it's so obvious, right? And now they're being like, no one will match with me because of what I say or don't say from my political leanings. Because what they really want is like liberal women. They know liberal women aren't going to go for them.
Yeah. Why do you want them? Who cares? Why don't you stick with your?
fuck?
There are plenty of
There's
conservative
plenty-
women out there,
there's
by the
plenty
way.
There's tons of them.
Yeah, go get them.
I went on a date with one. Yeah. One time. I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that until I was on the
Yeah, I was
date.
about to say.
Fuck no. Are you kidding? No, I'm a conservative. Like, get out of here. No, I didn't know. And then she was like, yeah, but I liked Obama. I was like, that's cool. Like, so what we doing right now? All right, bet. Hey, was that it? Cool. I'm out.
They're going out on dates with anti-dentites. Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Can you believe they have their own schools? That's a deep cut. All right. That is it for us for episode 282. Really love. We will be back next week for a preview episode for episode 283. Next time, guys.
See you.
Bye.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.